I did found and present trap music, first. I did not alone get it where it is right now today. There were other people who made very significant contributions to it that took it places that I didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That did things for it that I hadn't.
Right.
But I started it.
What's up, geniuses? Welcome back to For the Record. I'm your host, Rob Markman. Now, today's guest is just one of the illest rappers to ever do it, all right? He has #1 albums. He has #1 singles. Bars for days, okay? He's a label head. He's an actor, fashion label designer, and he has a new show on BET titled The Grand Hustle. Oh, yeah. And if you act up, he still might whip your ass, man. I'd like to welcome to For the Record, the King.
No violence.
That's
no
the
violence. People
the
sue nowadays, man. You gotta keep your hands to yourself.
We're gonna take that back. Tip, man. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Congratulations, man. New show on BET, The Grand Hustle.
Right on.
We all gonna be tuned in. It's really interesting to me because when you look at your career and the duration of your career and all the things that you do, like I try to rattle off and give a picture of everything that you did throughout your career, and it feels impossible. Your hustle is kind of unmatched. So you're the perfect guy to kind of get on TV and give game to a new generation.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to be available to try to just offer some insight or some helpful guiding tips on how to get from where people are to where they want to be. That's flattering. It's an honor to do that.
What was the moment for you coming up? When did that change happen, right? Because hip hop is such a beautiful thing. Like, I mean, I think most artists, right, you come in, and when you're really serious about your craft, you come in just wanting to be the best rapper, the best at your craft.
That's real.
And then when you accomplish that, all these doors open. And we've seen it with you, we've seen it with Jay-Z, we've seen it with Dr. Dre,
Sure.
we've seen it with Diddy. At what point, if you can pinpoint the moment when your eyes opened up and it was like, man, I could take everything that I may have learned in my previous life before rap, and now that I rap and my talent is here, that I can open all these other doors for me and people around me?
Probably somewhere between I'm Serious and Trap Music. When the first album didn't really work as well as I'd hoped or we'd hoped or expected. You know what I'm saying? Like us, the process of us pulling it back together and not waiting on the label to do nothing, but actually putting our boots on the ground, man, and operating as an independent label. I think that was probably the first moment for me.
So you start to realize you're more than a rapper, you can do more than...
Nah, I realized that, that there was a dire need for more than just rap. I couldn't sit back and wait on somebody else to fulfill that need. I had to get out there, and we had to mobilize ourselves, align our efforts to do it together.
I remember, man, and it was around that time that really made me a real kind of fan of yours. I was the type of kid coming up, like I buy it, everything. Like if there was a single that I liked, I'd get the whole album, man.
Right on,
you
me
and
too.
Beanie Man, because you were a hip hop head, like
Yeah.
it's things that's just undeniable. It's in your DNA. You had a joint with Beanie Man.
Yeah.
Was your first single produced by the Neptunes.
Yep, I'm Serious.
On I'm Serious, yep. And I was digging that, so I said, man, I'm gonna get the I'm Serious out.
I appreciate that. You were one of the 14,000 that had staggered into the record store and bought it the first week.
I ain't say I got it the first week, man.
Damn, man.
I might have had to save up.
We got to find out who those 14,000 was.
I don't remember when I had bought it, but I remember I copped it. Yeah. And being in New York, I wasn't around for it because there was a mixtape grind too. There was a real street level boots to the ground grind with the Dope Boys record and that whole movement.
Sure.
If I'm being honest, as a fan being in New York, you had kind of fell off my radar. I mean, this is pre-internet where everything just wasn't accessible. And I heard you give an interview on Hot 97 in the lead up to Trap Muzik.
Yeah.
And really what made me a fan was just the way you was talking about that independent hustle, that go get it, and how you restarted your whole career. I said, man, I got to go check it. And I like 24, so I was probably going to buy the album anyway, but maybe get Trap Muzik, and it was over after that.
I really do. Hey, man, I truly appreciate it. Right on. That was 15 years ago, man. August 19th, 2003. That was 15 years ago.
So we got an anniversary we got to celebrate.
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
What about these candidates on the Grand Hustle? Are they music people or are they entrepreneurs? Like
Some are.
who did you pull from? Who did you select? Who are these cast of characters that we get to see?
The one thing that I had absolutely no hand in was the selecting of the cast. I didn't view them, approve them. I hadn't seen them before you saw me walk in that room. Like, that was our first time meeting. Just quite honestly, man, they come from all walks of life. They have different backgrounds, different experiences, different ambitions, but they all gonna have to serve one purpose.
The king. It's the kid. That's that king talk, man. And you know, it's good. It'll be interesting to see, man, because I think you really are as successful as you are, man. Very relatable. Like, people, I think, see your success. You know, you're kind of a voice of the people in a way. People see your success, and it inspires us to believe that we could do it ourselves.
Well, you can. I'm living proof that you can. Ain't no real difference in where I came from and where anyone else came from. Maybe the timing of when we had to endure, but for the most part, if I can make it out of what I made it out of, anybody can do anything.
You definitely made waves. You know, I want to talk about some music too, man, because, man, you're just one of the greatest to ever do it. And the musical moments that you provided for us have been endless, be it trap music, be it records like Swagger Like Us, be it like King. Again, going back to the record store, I remember King and ATL being out in the same week on some Whitney Houston. Like, we hadn't seen that type of movement. That was the first time I think I went to the record store, and that one I went to go get the first day, the Friday it came out.
That's what's up.
And Best Buy was sold out. I didn't get King the first week. I went to go get it, but they were sold out.
Back then, they came out on Tuesdays.
Right. It was Tuesdays. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man, that was another milestone in my career, to release an album on Tuesday and a movie on Friday. That's something that hip hop hadn't seen. I'm just proud and happy that I was able to achieve such levels of success.
And you still been giving us these musical moments. Earlier this year, man, you collaborated with Kanye West.
Yeah.
On Ye vs. the People, man. It was one of those records, and not a hit record by any means, but one of those moments when every hip hop fan had to listen, had to get a little closer to their speaker, and figure out what was going on.
It was a moment. It was a moment for the culture. I mean, honored to be a part of that moment. You know what I'm saying? I think the discussion was an important one, and it still is. And I think that using that piece of art as a platform to kind of break the ice on some much needed dialogue that could possibly bring people together to kind of work for change.
Did you know that he was gonna? Because it started as a conversation between you and him, and then it was a conversation in the world. Did you know that it was gonna release in this way, like the way he was gonna do it?
No, I had no idea. I never thought he'd let it out. I never thought he'd release it to the world. You know, I just didn't. But I was wrong. You know what I mean? You know, he 24 hours later, it was out.
And you're not used to working like you.
Yeah, I'm not used to it, but it don't bother me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be that flexible and move, I guess, at the speed of opportunity like that, I think I admire that.
You know, it kind of made sense to me when I heard that he got you on it and the construction of the record, because it reminded me of a record that you had done. You kind of mastered that style of rap with T.I. versus T.I.P., the actual record on Trap Muzik, where you have a by yourself conversation and you're going back and forth.
I produced that record. As a matter of fact,
Beat and everything. Like, what are you doing now? I'm trying to pitch you on the beat machine and all of that.
I can still produce some heat. It's gonna take me a few beats just to get reacclimated, and it also would depend on what kind of equipment we using.
So what was your weapon of choice back then?
The MPC 3.
Okay, 3000.
Yeah, it was 3000 MPC 3, and was the ASR.
ASR 10.
Yeah, and the Phantom.
Okay, yeah, this is when the Phantom keyboard. Triton was out, Phantom was out. There were these big keyboard sounds.
Yeah. Those. That's what I use.
Finna get Just Blaze a run for his money. I saw you and Just Blaze were together recently, man. Any more heat coming?
Yeah, we were working on a dime trap. Yeah, it's coming freakishly soon. But yeah, T.I. versus T.I.P., man, I produced that record, and you know, I think that conversational style of delivery, you know, it came in handy for Ye versus the People, definitely.
I want to talk. You mentioned the Dime Trap, and I want to get into that. But I want to talk to you about. You dropped a very important project that, for the life of me, I couldn't understand why it wasn't more celebrated. I think hip hop failed in a way. Us or Else. Look, man, you're a guy that's no stranger to the news cycle, to the media.
Right.
We've seen your ups and your downs.
Sure.
So everybody knows who T.I. is, and everybody covers T.I. And, you know, I was really disappointed when you dropped songs like Black Man, I Believe, Letter to the System, and they don't spread as fast as a controversy,
Yeah.
so to speak. Did you feel that, or how did you receive that, or once that album put out, did it meet your expectations, or did the people meet your expectations?
I had no expectations. I just had some thoughts, some feelings, opinions that I felt that I had to get out. I had to express myself, you know, in music that way. That was the most important thing to me. The way it was received, I wasn't really tripping off that.
As a fan and as somebody in the media, I'm like, man, why can't Black Man be the #1 record in the country? Like, can we get to that? Because we see it all around us. It directly speaks to still what's going on right now, and that was maybe what we're talking about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, 2000, what was it, 15 maybe, right. 15, 16.
So on the Dime Trap, man, where you going with it?
Man, it's the evolution of trap music. You know, it's a commemorative album to celebrate the 15th anniversary, but it's definitely, you know, evolved to a place where once trap music was once the philosophy of present day dope boys. It has now grown to a place where it is the philosophy of former, retired dope boys. And I think that making it through that life, you know what I'm saying, enduring and overcoming the pitfalls and consequences that come with that lifestyle, while not compromising the morals, standards, and principles that are developed within the lifestyle. The perspective is much different, but the energy is the same. I think about being, you know, former drug dealer, like, you know what I'm saying, the fact that I ain't selling no dope no more, I ain't got no bricks, no keys, no, you know what I mean, that ain't really the life I'm living. However, it's sort of like if you meet an alcoholic, and he's recovering, you know what I mean, he's battling his addiction day to day. He could have been clean for 10 years. Although he's not waking up every day going to have a drink, you know, he could still articulate exactly how alcohol tastes, how it makes you feel. You know what I mean? There are still very, very fond memories, very vivid pictures in his mind about the things that he experienced while he was, you know, trapped within the lifestyle, while he was battling his addiction. Just because he didn't have a drink today or yesterday doesn't mean that he can't talk about the effects of it, how it made him feel, and what it took away from him and what it gave to him. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at, you know, us as former drug dealers making trap music right now.
And, you know, it's amazing. Trap music is obviously the most, I think, popular moving form genre within hip hop right now. It's no lie. And you're at the forefront and at the origins of that. There's a lot of debate. It goes on for you, social media debate. You, Gucci Man, who started trap music.
There's no debate.
There is no debate because you state very clearly that
I mean,
that is T.I. If you check the timeline.
The great thing about history is, you know, it is documented with dates and facts. You know what I mean? There's data. You know what I'm saying? So for us to take our opinion and try to override that, that shows something is terribly wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with the facts. There's something wrong with you not being willing to accept the facts. But I understand it. There were other people who made very significant contributions to it that took it places that I didn't. You know what I'm saying? That did things for it that I hadn't. Like, what's the most successful, like everybody's favorite phone now?
The iPhone?
Okay.
The
iPhone. Everybody loves the iPhone. We appreciate it, right? And it's an evolved apparatus for cellular communication. You know what I'm saying? But however, you can never take anything away from the Motorola block phone. The Motorola block phone was here first.
Right.
It was here first. You can't take away nothing from that. You can't take away nothing from the flip phone, from the Nokia chirp, from you know what I'm saying?
Chirp back.
All of the different phones that evolved from the block phone that led us up to the iPhone.
To get it where it is today.
You appreciate the iPhone for what it is and where it is today and what you are able to do and use it for, but you can never discredit or you can't never say the iPhone was the first cell phone. You sound stupid saying that.
Right.
You just sound stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that when you have that knowledge and understanding, it makes it easier for me to accept the outrageousness of others.
Well, you know, and I bring that up just because I appreciate the way that you articulated where trap music is and where you're going in with the dime trap, just it being this appreciation for really guys to change their lives.
Yeah, man, it's the lifestyle. I mean, and that's another thing, right? Who would have thought, right, during the crack epidemic, knowing that the government made deals with Nicaragua to get cocaine in exchange for guns, and took that cocaine and brought it back here to our communities, taught someone in Los Angeles how to cook crack, took that method to make cocaine less expensive, to be affordable by poor people, then changed the laws to basically enslave us for increasingly larger amounts of time just by adding baking soda and water and heat to the same substance.
Right.
Who knew that from all that destruction and devastation, that the activities that derive from that lifestyle would inspire a music that we could use to change the lives and lifestyles of our families forever? Like, that's a true testament to what the devil means for bad, God uses for good. Right. I think that's the beauty of trap music, the fact that we narrating our experiences, regardless of how heinous the music may sound, or how irresponsible it may come off. Just realize we could either still be out there selling crack, serving a lifetime in prison, or dead. You know what I'm saying? It ain't but so many ways to make it out of the crack era, or the crack epidemic. And we took it and turned it into a revenue stream and used that, you know, to change the lifestyles of our families forever. I think that's pretty fucking dope.
Right.
No pun intended.
Pun intended. That's a bar. Like, you got bars even just in this regular speech. Nah, man, and I think that's also a testament to the hustle, because it takes...
Well, see, another thing, when we're talking about the discussion, the back and forth between who did what and how, right, you know what I mean? I think that you can't argue with the facts, but in me just kind of trying to estimate, like, how can anybody, like, even argue that? But I came up with an answer. It's because who relates to who. Everybody's different. You know, some people identify with different things for different reasons. Let's just say, let's take The Wire, for example.
Right.
Some people watch The Wire and they identify more with Stringer Bell.
Right.
Someone who is in the hustle and hands-on, and he's doing just as much dirt and has just as much to gain or lose from his actions and activities, face just as many consequences, solve just as many problems. He has an aspirational view of where he's taking himself. This is temporary for him. You see what I'm saying? He's doing this right now, but while he's doing this, while he's in this game, he got his mind on building skyscrapers, right, 10 years from now somehow. So you may identify with him, or you may identify with Avon Barksdale, the guy with dirt up under his fingernails, who loads his own pistols, who, you know, standing out there on the block all day, you know what I mean, who actually, you know, standing over the body, bow, bow, you know what I'm saying, blood splash on his shirt, he got, you know, that may be what you identify with. So if you identify with Stringer Bell, you go pretty much side with me. And if you identify with Avon Barksdale, then you probably gonna go the other way. And once I understand that, that's why. That is the real root of it. It ain't got nothing to do with me personally.
Right.
They just siding with what they feel looks more like them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can't wait to check out this album. Just the game that you kicking right now leads me to believe we're in for some shit.
Man, it's gonna be eventful.
Yo, man. So this is for the record, man. I want to do a quick, you know what I'm saying, game with you, word association for a
Okay.
little segment we call Record Break. I'm just going to throw at you rapid fire questions, and you answer the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Okay, cool.
What's the record that made you want to rap?
I'm Bad by LL Cool J.
It's a good record. It's a great record. What's T.I.? You got a long discography now. What's T.I.'s best record in T.I.'s opinion?
The Dime Trap.
Just like that. We got to see. I got to get this record, man. What's the one record that wasn't yours that you hear and wish that you wrote?
I don't really hear nothing and wish that I wrote it, but I've heard records that I had that were mine, and I didn't use them quick enough, and they came out later to become hits.
Stir Fries
Stir
is
Fry is
one
one
recently.
of them.
What's another?
Nicki Minaj did it on them.
You had that? That's Bangladesh beat?
Bangladesh brought that to me first, yep. There's a few of them. Those two, they stand out to me the most. There's the one record that was mine that I didn't, OT Genesis, Cash on it, that was supposed to be, it was gonna be on the Dime Trap. I didn't move on it fast enough. He said, man, I'm gonna just use it for me, it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro, all right, cool. Let me see here. I mean, you know, those are the ones that just come and jump out at me right off top, but I experienced those moments, you know, more times than that.
What's the one record that you felt, that you collaborated a lot with the all-time greats, from Lil Wayne to Jay-Z to Eminem, the list is endless. And you hold your own, you're damn fine MC.
Oh, I'm gonna bun your ass up in there. You come in there playing around. I ain't gonna.
What's
don't
the
get
one
it
record?
tangled or twisted now.
What's the one record you felt like you might have got on by somebody? Was there anybody?
Man, you got I'm Sorry with Andre 3000 on Trouble Man, and which record was that? I believe it was was it the Killer Mike, the Action remix with Bun B?
Right.
Yeah, Bun B fired my ass up. Welcome,
Shout
welcome
out
to
to
the
Bun.
rap game. Those are the only two that really step out.
I mean, listen, if you're going to get burned by some Andre 3000, Bun B,
Then
not bad.
arguably Eminem on
Was it Touchdown?
Touchdown. Was it Touchdown? I think I might have got him on Touchdown.
Touchdown.
I think I'm talking about This All She Wrote. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? One or the other.
Again, and you burned many MC in your day.
Oh yeah, man. Sword, stay dripping. Sword, stay dripping.
All right, man. 2 more days before we get out of here, man.
All
Now,
right.
hip hop is full of these mysteries, right? These urban legends that we just are dying to solve. Recently on Drake's album, Jay-Z once again confirmed that he did indeed lose 90 bricks. We're trying to figure out how that happened.
Boy, that make my stomach hurt right now thinking about it.
It's been said that the Knick player that Biggie was talking about on Story to Tell, it has been confirmed, is the late, great Anthony Mason. So that was another hip-hop mystery that is solved. And I want to know if we can solve one today.
What's that?
I want to know if we could still clear up who T.I. was aiming at on I'm Talking to You. That's one of the great hip-hop mysteries.
Hey, man, just to be honest with you, the concept for I Talking to You was really based on how can I send several messages out just in case somebody might have been thinking sideways about me.
Were you waiting?
It was for the people who have like quiet conversations, you know, covertly, without me knowing, the things I never hear about in rooms that I'm not in. How can I speak to them? I say, well, if I talk to everybody that I'm not talking to, if I just say, you know what I'm saying, who I'm not talking to, then if I don't say their names and they were talking about me, then they would automatically know I'm talking to them. Right. But if I don't say their names and they weren't talking about me, they have no reason to feel guilty. So that was my approach.
Oh, the war. Nobody took the bait though, right? Nobody fell for it.
Man, listen, man. Don't nobody want this kind of pressure, man.
Yeah, well, that's
This shit tough now. This shit ain't just, you gotta bring some ass to get some. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shit,
excellent.
sometimes you can't save ass and your face at the same time. You got to choose one. You know what I'm saying? You say your ass, you're gonna lose your face. You say your face, you're gonna lose your ass. Which one, you know what I mean? So that I think people want, I think people want challenges that they can kind of dictate whether or not they're going to come out successful. This is, they don't want this. They don't want these issues.
That's a great answer. You still ain't. That was an excellent dance, by the way, man.
Right.
It makes all the sense in the world. That was great footwork. We still ain't get the name we was looking for, so we'll
Ain't no
continue to speculate.
name. Ain't no name. It's a long list of suckers in my book, at different times in my life, you know
Talk
what I'm
that
saying?
talk.
I think back and like, man, they hate, man. They don't want to see me make it, man. They scared I'm coming for their spot. They this is just conversations that, as competitors, this is how we speak to ourselves. This is how we feel. And sometimes we could be being paranoid, and other times we could be right on the money, but just ain't got the substantiated justification to actually take the action or initiative that we hope or that we think we should. So, like I said, you got to find broad ways to spread out in different directions.
Right. No, I hear you, man. Tip, man, I always love. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk
Right
with
on.
you, man. Get that insight from you, man. This show is for the record, so I want to
Yeah.
leave you with this. At the end of the show, we ask every guest to just finish this sentence to clear up whatever they might want it to clear up or anything they want the people to know. So the floor is yours if you can finish this sentence for the record.
For the record, trap music was conceived on I'm Serious with dope boys and trap niggas. It was permanently established August 19th, 2003. No cap.
And there you got it, man. T.I., man, thank you for coming
Right on,
through.
bro. Love. The dime trap cometh.